OLDHAM Athletic clawed their way out of the League One relegation zone with a nervy 0-0 draw at home to Doncaster Rovers. Richie Wellens' men endured a frustrating day in front of goal, with chances few and far between. But they were rarely troubled themselves, and after battling hard to claim a clean sheet were handed the ultimate reward as relegation rivals Rochdale went down 2-1 at Oxford United to replace them in the bottom four. Elsewhere, a late goal for Walsall in a 1-0 win at home to Northampton all but relegated the Cobblers, who host OLDHAM on the final day, 3 points adrift of safety with a far inferior goal difference. The Latics now go to Northampton knowing a win will secure their safety. They will also stay up if they can match Rochdale's result at home to playoff chasers Charlton. Wellens matched up Doncaster's midfield formation, bringing in lone players Kundai Benyu and Ben Pringle on the right and left of a diamond. In total there were 3 changes from the side that lost 3-0 at home to Southend in midweek, with Guevara Nepomuceno starting at left back in place of Brian Wilson, who dropped to the bench. Central midfielder Ismail Fain was ruled out through injury, while striker Craig Davies dropped to the bench. Jack Burns started in an attacking midfield position, and he was behind the Latics' brightest moments in a low-key first half. The 22-year-old set up Duckens Nazin for the home side's first chance on 9 minutes, sliding in the Haitian forward with a clever reverse pass. But Nazin, who started up front in place of Davies, just failed to lift the ball over on-rushing Doncaster keeper Ian Lawler. Rovers centre-back Andy Butler had minutes earlier missed the opening chance of the game, heading over Danye Moses' corner, and it was the visitors who threatened most before the break. Doncaster's leading scorer John Marchi looked dangerous and came close to adding to his 14 goals, sliding the ball into net on 34 minutes, only to be flagged offside. He then blazed over moments later following a mistake by Benyu, who struggled to make his mark on the game on the right in only his 4th appearance since moving on loan from Celtic. At the other end, OLDHAM's twin strike force of Owen Doyle and Nazin had little to feed off before the break. Doyle headed a corner just wide of the near post, while Nazin did well to pull down a clearance by keeper Joni Placide and turn his marker, finding Byrne in the box with a low centre, but his attempted flick to Doyle did not come off. Nazin had 2 good efforts in quick succession 7 minutes into the second half, forcing Doncaster keeper Lawler to palm away his initial right-footed shot, then fizzing a left-footed strike wide of the far post from a central position. As Latics pressed, the crowd responded and almost lifted the roof off Boundary Park when a driven cross from the left by Nepomuceno flew just over the head of Doyle as the captain strained every sinew to make contact from 6 yards. Rovers offered little going forward in the opening stages of the second half, but Ben Whiteman sounded a warning, firing a shot over as he slipped after being put clear inside the box by a deft marquee pass. The introduction of Craig Davies for Pringle on 64 minutes lifted the home crowd, with the experienced former Bolton and Preston striker slotting in next to Doyle, while Nazin moved back to the left of a more traditional midfield 4. Wellens also switched Byrne to the right, while Benyu moved inside partner Gardner in the centre of midfield. The manager's first switch was a bold one, and it needed to be, with relegation rivals Walsall and Northampton locked in a 0-0 draw and Rochdale taking the lead at Oxford. But a torrent of boos and cries of "you don't know what you're doing" greeted his second roll of the dice on 75 minutes as winger Patrick McElhenney was thrown on in place of midfield playmaker Byrne. While fans vented their frustration, 25-year-old McElhenney did his best to justify the switch, going on a powerful run to the byline 9 minutes from time that led to a corner, but Davies got in the way of Nazin's attempted volley from the set piece. All the action was taking place away from Boundary Park, with the biggest cheer of the day coming on 85 minutes when news filtered through that Rochdale, who had been pegged back at Oxford, had conceded a second goal to go 2-1 down. As the sense of anticipation built in the stadium, OLDHAM did their best to force the issue and make a decisive move in the battle to beat the drop. But for all their energetic build-up play, they were unable to carve open any clear chances, while every Doncaster foray into the home half cranked up the tension further. It spilled over in the stands as OLDHAM and Doncaster fans charged each other in the corner. A section of the home crowd ran over the hoardings separating the 2 sets of supporters, but they were contained by stewards and police while a flare was set off in the away end. Substitute McElhenney was in the thick of the action as the trouble calmed off the pitch, having a shot blocked before then kicking teammate Gardner as he attempted to strike the rebound. It was the last act of a disappointing draw, but the point proved enough for OLDHAM as they go into the final day with renewed hope and destiny back in their own hands. Relegation run in Northampton, 22nd, 46 PTS, OLDHAM H. Rochdale, 21st, 48 Charlton H. Oldham 20th, 49, Northampton A. Wimbledon 19th, 50, Doncaster A. Bury H. Walsall 18th, 51, Bradford A. Fleetwood A. Player ratings and match stats: Latics 4-4-2, Placide 7, Hunt 7, Edmondson 7, Hamer 7, Nepomuceno 8, Gardner 7, Benyu 6, Burn 7, McElhenney 675, Pringle 6, Davies 665, Doyle 6, Nazin 7. Subs not used: De La Paz, Wilson, Amadi Holloway, Stott, Obadei. Booked: Benyu 86. Doncaster Rovers 4-4-2, Lawler, Mason, Baudry, Butler, Amos, McCullough, May 74, Blair, Congolo 71, Whiteman, Houghton, Markey, Williams, Beeston 62. Subs not used: Morosi, Alcock, Anderson, Kiwimia. Booked: Whiteman 28. Referee: Christopher Sargensen. Attendance: 5,297, 770 visiting.